So,
And really, Jugger, there is a MailChimp link on there.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's great. I mean, so MailChimp is what we've used in the past. Constant Contact is another one. We'll go through MailChimp today, but it's free up to, as long as you don't have more than 2,000 people in your database on there.
There's Unreal Juggler is.
Does it tell you if those emails are open?
Yes. And the cool thing is that you can then, so say you have a list of people who didn't open it, you can take that and 2 weeks later and resend and say, in case you missed it. And then
Open it.
you can hit all those people again.
In case you missed it and missed it and
In
missed it.
case this went to your spam folder.
Right. In case you're trying to ignore me, I will track you down.
That way they can unsubscribe.
There is an opt-out option,
There's always an opt-out.
so it's required.
Means they don't have to anymore.
Yes, so just let me know which ones those are and I'll contact them for you.
All right, we're just about there. We just had a couple things set up.
Thank you.
Scotch. Next meeting.
Mr. Fenske, when you back?
Sorry?
When did you get back?
Sunday.
How long were you?
It's just,
I know you're
went up
mail.
Wednesday.
Oh, so not long.
It was enough though. You know, I mean, you only bounce around for so long,
Yeah, right.
hang out with those guys.
You're
There.
gonna
Yeah.
Phil?
You're not gonna learn to mail.
Yep, I got it.
I was running
Mail check
from my car on Sunday. Oh, yeah, out of here. You know, Nathan.
Was that his son or something that was with you? Is that Nathan?
No, actually, that was my friend Doug from Iowa. We go hunting on his property. It was his son.
There we go.
Oh,
That's what I was riding with.
So they met you up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. They selected her.
Yeah, so we, on that side.
I don't think
Some of the younger guys that were with us?
No, you don't have to be on the site. I'll show it all to you. I'm gonna go to MailChimp right now, and then I'll throw it on the screen.
Side. Yeah.
Right.
Everything's down.
Confirm humanity. Hold on.
That's a bummer.
Look at this one.
We were lucky.
Okay. MailChimp. So MailChimp.com, that's where you need to go to if you want to check it out. Sign up for free right here. Again, under 2,000 users, you can use this for free. And again, I'm recording my screen right now, so if you want to refer back to any of this, we'll get it out published to everybody. As long as I pay close attention and it doesn't stop on me. So we're going to log in, already have an account. Super easy to create an account. Just need an email address and a login, and then you'll just have to confirm on the email that they send you. And we'll log in just a minute.
We put the
So let me just make sure that this, okay.
There's a whole Mac pen there. I'm trying to set up. We're gonna hold it.
So you're strictly just Wi-Fi in the thing, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's the new
all the time.
Are you connected directly to the-
So we'll see how this goes off my phone. But all right, we're gonna log in. Live chat will be disabled from during that time. Okay, not worried about that right now. Okay, so in MailChimp we have campaigns, which is basically like the newsletters that we're gonna be sending out.
Should I
Sending
just
out?
do it?
Yeah. You didn't miss anything because of
Oh,
technical
great.
difficulties.
The internet stopped.
Yes, we broke the internet.
So campaigns, that's where all your newsletters are going to be stored, and there's a lot of different options for what those can look like under templates. Lists are basically your list of contacts, and you can divide those up in different ways. So it could be, here's your whole list. It could be just people that you know have kids. It could be people who really like, whatever, baseball, I don't know, but however you want to define that. It can be your A list clients, your B list clients, it can be all of them together. You can define the lists in there. Reports is all about information about who opened what. So that's a real quick overview. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create a new campaign. So over here, create campaign. This is going to be a regular campaign. I don't do any of the other ones, so you don't need to worry about it. Here's a set of lists for who can they go to. I'm just going to say all of you folks. Yes, please send it to the entire list. And now across the bottom here, this is kind of shows where I'm at in the process. So right now I'm just on recipients, then we'll go through setup. We'll pick a template, we'll populate it, and then we'll mail it out. So I'll just click next down here in the bottom right corner. We're going to name our campaign, and this will just be sample. And the email subject, this is what's going to appear when your client gets it, or whoever's receiving it. So you want to come up with something,
Catchy.
you got it. So
I think I'd start with a free one.
catchy title.
You know what the difference is between the pro and what the free version is?
I haven't used the pro, but it's kind of like anything where you pay more, you just get additional features, additional analytics, probably some additional more custom designs that different people may like. We keep our designs really simple, just because otherwise it becomes just too time consuming, and I don't know that it's all that much more effective. So down here you'll have to link it to so a from name, so your name there, and then link it to an email address, and it'll want you to verify that, so it'll want to send an email back to you at that address. You just click on the link there, and then you're good to go. I'm just going to skip that for now so we don't have to go through that process. And then it takes you to the templates. I recommend staying really bare bones, and I'll show you why in a second. There's a couple of different ways you can use your template, but here's just an example. If I click on it, it'll, in a second here, it'll give me a preview mode of what it looks like on both a mobile or if they open it up on a desktop. So you can get a sense for that. Really basic. Here's what it looks like if somebody opens it on their phone. And if you like that template, there are others you can choose from. But for this tutorial, we're going to select this one. Okay, so really basic. Right now, this template, all it has is one photo, and it has a text box for us to type some information. Over here on your right, here's additional things that we can add to this template. So if I drag this over and I want another image, and I let go, it's gonna pop another image right there. And basically I'm gonna, in a second here, I'm gonna show you where you can grab information, grab images to put in here so that you can make it read the way that you want. And it's also minimal amount of time for you in terms of trying to write original content. And then when we bring Brandscape on board as well, come sometime during the second quarter, once that gets set up, you'll be able to pull that content too and put it in here if you choose to use it that way. We'll show you the other resource that we like to use is Above Magazine, because there's just some really good stuff on there that's intended for this type of purpose. And there's some really good imagery too that's royalty free for you to use. You don't have to pay to use any of it. So what we're gonna do, and then once it's over here, click Save and Close, because I'm not gonna add the image yet. I'll put another text box here. Oh. If I want to duplicate something that's already there, so say I just want more images, I can just hit this plus button. I get another one right below it. If I want another text box, just hit the plus, another one below it. If I want to move the order that it's in, it's kind of similar to Cloud CMA. I just drag it to where I want it to go. Drag it up. Boom, now I have two similar posts where it's an image and then a text box below it. If I want to get rid of something, just hit the trash. And delete, it's gone. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna create another one of these and drag that up. And then, so we're gonna do 4 posts, how about? And they'll each have some text and they'll each have an image. And I'll show you, so I'll show you this way where the image, where the text is right on your newsletter. The way that you can do it, and I highly recommend if you have a website, is to drive all the traffic back to your website. So instead of having the text box in the information, the whole article on here, on the image, I'll show you how to do this. Basically, you put a little bit of a teaser on there, a title, and then we'll link that image back to your blog so they click on it to read more, and then that drives more traffic to your website. You can also do that by, if you want to drive more traffic to, say, you can put an option here, check their home value, so you can do that. If you want people to download your app, your mobile Remax app for searching for homes, you can direct them to that link. All those types of things, you can link everything in here back to those. And so we'll go through some of that in a second here. But just for the sake of showing you how this basic one works, I'll add one more of those and we'll drag it up. Drag this one up because it's a little closer. Okay, so now we need content. So where do we want to go for content? I'm going to go to Main Street in this instance, and I'm going to go to Above Magazine. So, and I'm going to go over here for this tab. I've shown some of you this before, but for buyers and sellers, click on that. Okay, now I have a list of articles. I have multiple pages of articles, and so you can go through and find things that you think may be of interest to your clients. We're going to take a few that maybe aren't completely real estate related, but maybe it's 8 fun indoor activities for kids. So this will pull up. So maybe a good wintertime thing when they're starting to get cabin fever and you just want to, provide some information for them. So here you got your title, you got this nice image, kids having fun, and here's your text. So, and these are, like I said, all created for you to take and use for your blog. So if I copy all that, and I go back to my MailChimp, and I go into my text box, and I'm over here on the right, and I'm going to just get rid of what was written in there already. One more space back, and I can copy and paste what we had from the other one, from the other article. And then I want to add that image here as well. So if I go back here, I'm just going to click on this, and I'm going to save that image. I'm just going to save it to my downloads for now. For you, what I would suggest is create a folder, newsletters, monthly, whatever that is. Save all those images in there. So now I'm going to take that, go over my campaign builder, and just click on the image spot that I want. Come over here to the right, and I want to upload an image. So I'm going to click Browse. And now this is an image library, just things that we've posted in the past, but I want that one that I just downloaded. So I'm going to click Upload, go over to my downloads. There'll be a lot of them. And that one's not it. It's going to be probably all the way at the bottom. Indoor Kids Fun Full Size. Choose. So there we go. Now I have my image. You can put a title in here just by clicking on this again too. What was it? 8 on, oops. 8 indoor. And I'm just going to make this just like a word processor. You can bold it. And then we can up the font size right here. However you want to do it. Make it a little bit bigger. Boom, you got the title to your first article. So now you can see you can just take that and you can continue to do it for different topics. And before you know it, you have a newsletter that you can send out. So I encourage you to go through the above magazine. Not all of them are, fun activities for kids. There's things right here, 5 things to expect when selling your home in the winter. There's something like books to read to your kids about moving. There's things about organizing your garage, preparing for selling your house, things about, getting ready for showings. There's just a wealth of information in here, so I encourage you to take a look. There are things that will be seasonal too. So if you're going to send out a newsletter come November and it's setting up for the holidays, there's material in here. So spend some time, take a look. National Housing Report, if you want to do that. Again, these are going to be more general, more nationally focused, more generic, but that's why we're bringing in the Brandscape material to try to bring in some of that local content so you can do a mix of both. The other place that's great, and if you're doing a monthly newsletter, if you time it correctly, you can use GRAR's statistics that they put out on their website and basically grab a nice image that you like, put that on there, and then just link it back to GRAR's site into the PDF that has all the latest information about the past month's market and what it looked like.
You would link it, not paste it like you did.
Yeah, I link it because it's a PDF, and I'll show you that right now. If everybody feels like they got a good sense of this, I'm going to jump to 2 more places. One, I want to show you, say, Dave, that's great. I like how we can put these images in here. I like how we can, have the title, text in here. What if I want to put some words on the image and link it back? Or what if I want to put a here that says, hey, it's a picture of you and it's got some information about you. How do I add text to these images? So for that, and I'll send you this template as well, we're going to go to Keynote. And that's not the presentation we're going to look at. We're going to look at this presentation. So these are all just slides in Keynote or PowerPoint. This translates directly to PowerPoint. We've formatted the images to the right size so that when they upload to the internet, they'll be into this MailChimp format. They'll be appropriately sized, won't bog down anybody's computer, going to load fast, but still look really nice and crisp. But what we did, and if you all know how to use PowerPoint or Keynote, it's as simple as, so these are just text box that, hey, I want to add more text to this image, and you can create a text box, and this one is small, but I'll type something else in here. Follow us on Facebook for more info. So now I have this text box. I have my text right here. It's black. I don't want it to be black, so just like you would in these text box with the drop shadow, so it really punches off the image. You can go in here, you can edit this. If I want to say, instead of click here to read more, you can just read link to the full article. What you can do that. If it's a different image, you know, and it's not 7 tips for a more functional garage, you know, I want to call it creating a more functional garage. Whatever it is you want to do it. We put the Remax of Grand Rapids logo on there for you already. You can move that around so it fits on the image how you like, scale it, whatever you want to do. You can remove it if you want to as well. And you can see we've done this for multiple different images, but you can go ahead and just import an image just like you would in PowerPoint. I think we've all made, who hasn't made a PowerPoint presentation before? Okay. I will sit with you, Ken. We'll get you all set up. So we all know how to bring images into PowerPoint. We all know how to create text, all those simple things. We've all done it before, right?
Show me how to turn my computer on.
Yeah. Where's the power button?
Of course, I just switched to Apple.
Well, this is Keynote, so yeah, and Keynote works the exact same way as PowerPoint. If you know how to do PowerPoint, you know how to do Keynote for the most part. It's just, it takes, 10 minutes for you to just figure out how things are called slightly
I'll sit
differently.
with you when you sit down with Ken.
Sounds good.
PowerPoint right here.
Sounds good. Yeah, right there. Love it.
It's effective.
So you can see we also created one here for what's my home worth. So click here for a free value analysis report. So that's basically linking back to what Cloud CMA gives you, that website where people can search for what their home is worth. That all of you have your own unique one.
So just a hyperlink in that then?
So I'll show you what we do in the, once we export these, and I'll show you how we export them too, so that you have that. A featured listing, if you have an image of a house that you're showing in your blog post or in your newsletter, put a featured listing in there, link it back to your website where they can see that home's listing and search for more homes. And then here, this is the one for West Michigan real estate statistics. And so this is the one that we would link back to GRAR. You can use this image if you want. If you're doing a feature listings, I suggest you put your own listing in there. So how do we get these? So it's great. They're in PowerPoint, but now, how do we get these out so we can use them? Any questions, I guess, at this point? Should stop every once in a while. Just stop me because I just go otherwise. If you have questions.
You're already lost, Ken, so you're fine.
Okay.
How many, is that above magazines that get updated, every month and they send out a new, or is that a quarterly magazine?
It's I believe it's monthly, but, well, the one that's printed, is quarterly.
Okay.
But on the website, they're updating that all the time.
Okay.
So, but there is a wealth of articles in there And then when we bring Brandscape in, they'll be doing 2 original pieces a month of material starting out. So you'll be able to plug that in here too. By the time you do those 2, pick an article or 2 from Above Magazine, and do either the market statistics, feature listings, or what's your home worth. That's a lot in one, newsletter for people to really digest.
Especially if they're gonna open it on the phone.
Right. So just be careful how much you add. It's kind of like I like the 5 to 6 things for them to take a look at and call that good. If you're going to put all the text on there and it's just articles, I'd stick with like 4 and call that good. But I like a mixture of here's some informational things, but here's a link back to some functional things that are going to benefit you from either driving them to here, just so that they're creating those reports, interacting with that site, or drive them back to your website where they're interacting with some of your listings as well. So highly encourage you to include those.
Is Brandscape gonna be a web address that we go to, or is it gonna be something that's just emailed to us? How is that going?
Well, we don't have all the details worked out on that right now. It won't be a website, but it'll be something that we feed out to you so that you can grab that information. It'll all be professionally edited, but you can also get it in the raw format where you can change some of the verbiage if you want, add something to it, personalize it in a way, and then you can take it and put it on a newsletter, blog post it, social media it, or combine a couple of them into a letter, an actual mailing that you can send out. So, good questions. All right, anything else? All right, now we'll export these images. We got the titles just like we want. We got all the images we want. If we go to File, and we're gonna export to, and we're just gonna export to images. Similar in PowerPoint. I want all of these slides, and I'm gonna go with smaller file size because that's just gonna work better on the screen for the internet. So those are the images I want. I'm gonna hit next.
Above Mag.Remix.
It's just gonna ask me where do I want those to go. I'll just put a folder in here. Mail. Create that, and then just sample.
You can do the same thing with those garage stats too. You can do a PowerPoint and save it as an image.
Yeah, you can.
And then you're not.
Yeah, you certainly can, and then you can pull those in there, or you could put them on your website too. Actually, what we do is
Can you get them on a site? On
The
Remix
garage.
site, you could put the
Remax site. The blog is not great. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It is not very good. You can put plenty of text on there, but when it comes to images, and you can link things to it, but it's pretty rudimentary. So I'll show you the blog that we've run on Playster, which is like at $10 a month for the website, and it's IDX feed and all that sort of stuff, but it's much better looking in my opinion if you're going to run a blog. There's lots of options out there. That's just one. You can even create a free blog on Google and go and do it that way if you want, and that's going to be much better looking than your Remax one. So, okay, so we exported the images, and now all we need to do is go back to our MailChimp. And so I'm going to say, okay, instead of this image, so I'm going to click on it. It brings me up this menu on the right, and I'm just going to replace. And I'm going to upload one of those images we just created from our PowerPoint or our Keynote. For whatever reason, it's probably down here at the bottom again. There it is. Here's sample images. And let's see, which one was that? Here it is. Fun indoor activities for kids. Click here to read more. I'll choose that. It'll upload. Okay, I got my image in there, but now I want to drive them back to my website, so I don't want all of the content right there. So I'm going to delete that out of there. I'm going to delete that out of there. Oops, looks like the block no longer, oh, it probably just hasn't refreshed. So we'll just go to the next thing. We'll click on this. And now on the right, again, I want to link this to a spot. Now, just as an example, I'm going to show you this is Playster. And this is the blog that we put together. And you can see some of those things. So here's that particular one that we're going through right now. So 8 fun indoor activities for kids. So this is really what I want our clients to read. I want them to come to our website and read it. So I'm going to grab this URL just up here. I'm going to copy that.
Hey, who did your website?
So this is just through Playster. It's a service, and then it's really super easy to put together. But I can put you in touch with a couple people who'll do it for you really inexpensively. Go back to the campaign builder and go to the link. Where do I want them to go to? I want it to go to this website. Now you can see here there's this little arrow next to web address. You can also link things where it's like, oh, when they click on this, I want it to bring up an email. I wanted them to bring up a prompt for them to email me. So if you had an image in here that said, email me for more information, instead of, or click here to email me for more information, your link on the image, instead of having web address, you'd click email address, you'd put in your email in here, and then that way when they clicked on that image, it'd pop up a prompt for them to type an email to you directly. But we're going to do, and then you can do file too if you saved a file somewhere for, say, like the PDF of the GRAR stats. I really haven't used that much, so I'm not the expert when it comes to that one. But we're going to do the web address, and I'm just going to click insert. And so now, whenever this gets mailed out, somebody gets it in their email, when they click here to read more, like it says, it's going to drive them back to this article here on our website. So that does a couple of really good things for you. One, it's bringing them back to your website where they can find more information about you. You can get connected with them. Chances are they're already in your network. But it also is driving more traffic there, which is good for your website, because the more traffic we get, the higher up on the search engine you're going to be when people are searching for different things in the area around real estate. So you want to drive as much traffic as possible, as well as the other benefit is you're having more content on here, and that also ups your optimization for search engines. So we mentioned the, any questions about that, or do you want me to go through that again for anybody? Is that pretty straightforward? Because what you can do then too is you can do that for all of your images as you upload more. If we click here, browse, bring in another image. Let's say I want to do, here's the stats. That's uploaded. Get rid of that text box. And I'm going to link this one. And actually what we'll do is we'll go. So now what we've done, just as a note, here's a blog post on our website that when you click on it, it just says West Michigan Real Estate Marketing Statistics. This is for all of 2015. And it just says, really short, or here's the picture again. Every January, GRAR publishes real estate market statistics for the entire year. If you're curious about that, click here for the full report. And then, so that way we get a hit on our website, but then this links them back to, because if we click on this, this takes them to the GRAR stats for them to look at and view in a different window. So it's really your choice. You can either take this link here and take the GRAR steps, copy and paste that, bring it back to your campaign builder, put it in there, insert, and now that image is linked to GRAR or to your blog if that's where you want it to be.
The RLV Homes, is that separate? Is that a blogging website for you?
Yeah, that was just like when we were just selling and not, in this role, that's what we were using. So
So
it's pretty much Ben's.
you didn't use Remax. You didn't tie it to a Remax website at all.
We did not tie to the Remax website. We just felt this had more versatility than that one when it came to the content that we wanted to provide. As much as we love all of the rest of the Remax tools, that was one that we just felt like it kind of fell short on the blogging side of things. We're hoping they update it sometime soon, so make it a little bit easier for all of you to use those systems that are already provided for you. But you're pretty much here already. Now, a couple things I want to let you know on is you can send a preview and test. So send a test email. So you want to make sure, hey, before I send this out to 400 people, what is this email going to look like? So you can send a test message to yourself, to your email address, see what it looks like, make sure all the links work, and then feel confident that when you send it out, it's going to show up correctly for everybody. So highly recommend doing that. And then the next thing we're going to do, so say we like all of this. I know it's not completely filled in right now, but you can imagine us just doing the same thing over and over again. We're going to go next. And basically here we're just confirming. And so it's telling me, hey, I got a problem here. And this is because I didn't verify that email address. And I just skipped ahead to show you the example. It'll ask me to resolve it, take me back through to make sure it's linked. So the one I want to notice, or I want you to notice, is the social cards right here where you can edit that. And this too, this is just saying I had some placeholder text that I didn't fully finish. You can enable or disable the social cards. So this is basically what is it going to look like if, so this is a Twitter card, what would this look like if this was on Twitter with the image, and then you can write in your short title and short message. And
So
you can
grab
choose
that and put it on Facebook, just that post, like if you want.
Well, for what this is so on your campaign, if I save and close and go back.
So I wanted to share it on Twitter.
Yeah, so if you get your newsletter, if you saw at the bottom of it, there's like a Facebook link, a Twitter link, and I forget what else. But if somebody clicked on one of those for them to share it on their Facebook site or Twitter site, this would be the image that shows up. And you can choose to change that, but right now it'll just be that image. And so say I like that, I just click save and close. I didn't type anything, save and close anyways. It's not complete. And then at this point in time, once you go through and edit all those, all you'll do is you'll click send. It'll give you one last warning. Hey, are you sure you want to send? You ready to go? It's going out to all these folks. A big red button pops up and you say send, and it's off to your network. So questions about putting it together, questions about the PowerPoint. I'll send all of you the PowerPoint file so that you have that. I'm trying to memorize faces of everybody who's here. Yeah, it's a good idea. You can do that. But I do want to show you quickly the analytics of what this kicks back to you in terms of people who have read it and that information. It'll take just a minute. So I am going to save and exit and go to reports.
Can you set up multiple things that get sent out at different times? Like 6 months worth of emails that will get sent out at this time each.
So, I have not done any of that, but I'm thinking with the automation, there is a way to do that.
Gotcha.
But I don't have experience with setting up that way. But that's a good idea. What we've done in the past, and a little tip for you, if you do blog on your website, so we try to put one post a week about something on our blog, and so then when it comes to the newsletter, all they have to do is take those images, put it in the newsletter, link them all back to that, put like a title saying such and such, February newsletter, this week's or this month's newsletter, these articles, on the top of it or something. So they scroll down, and then that all just links back to blog posts that I've already posted throughout the month. So, the work to do it is minimal at that point in time. So, so it does kick back a whole lot of information for you, and it can be newsletter by newsletter. So, and you can see this account's been used for different things as well, letting people know about a broker open house. So you could put together a campaign around that and send that out to just a specific list of people so that they know about information about when that's going to happen. If I take a look at, let's just say this is July newsletter, 489 people it went out to. We had 51 people open it. Click rate is over here, 12%. 51% opened it. Industry average in real estate, 18.4. So, okay, we're beating the average. Opened, that's the number of how many people opened it. People who clicked on something, how many emails bounced back to you. So we had something wrong with the email address that we need to go in and fix. And then 11 people were like, yeah, I don't want to read this stuff anymore. Can you take me off the mailing list? Goes into even more info. Oh, go ahead. Some questions.
Does that automatically take them off the email list? You gotta go in there.
No, it takes them off. You don't have to. If they unsubscribe, and it's automatically on the bottom of all of these as well.
Went off.
Yeah, well, you can see who went off here, but if I click on this 11 number, it's going to say, okay, here's the people who said no, thank you.
Okay.
So if we go back, and you can do that for any of these. I do want to see who opened it, who clicked on something, what they clicked on. That's all there. You can see it went out at 2 p.m. and the most people look at it at 3. Here's the top links that they clicked on. So what were they reading? What was of interest to them? The people who opened it most, who opened the most things on it. So you can see who was the most active with it. I don't, if you want to know by location, you can find by location. Evidently, we have one in India,
There's
Japan,
some
and
stuff in
Malaysia.
Japan, huh?
In Alaska too?
I guess. If you go here to the open, again, this just shows you, here's the people that opened it.
What is that rating?
I haven't figured out what that means.
Maybe that's their activity on the.
Could be. I'm sure if we probably went to the help in here, we could find out what that exactly is, but it's probably something like that. So the cool thing about this, so I know that these are the people that opened it. So total opens right here. I can go and so say opened, clicked, didn't open. Here are all the people who didn't open. So, yeah. Oh,
Rachel didn't email her own email.
I know, ridiculous. Now what you can do is if you export this as a CSV file, you can take that and just load it as a new list of people, resend it again, but retitle it something like, hey, in case you missed the newsletter, and send it out a couple weeks later so that you try to see if you can capture or have a touch point with those few people. You never know. It's up to you how you want to handle that or how much you want to send out newsletters to people. But really simple, easy way just to keep your name in front of them, keep it top of mind. Really not a ton of work there since all the material is really provided for you. You just have to pick and choose. Go from there. So, nice. Questions about any of that? Things that I missed, things that I went through too fast?
Any other good sites that you use to find content?
I started using KCM.
KCM.
KCM,
Yeah,
there you go.
Current
yeah,
matters.
so I get.
There you go.
emails.
Yeah, that's got some, I always put that into Facebook.
Okay, perfect.
I get them doing most of these.
We look for things that are, we always look for things that are kind of fit the time of year as well. So say before May, so say the April newsletter, well, it has things about Mother's Day gifts, suggestions, or things like that. Same for the May newsletter, that's Father's Day stuff about it. When it comes to the holidays, you can always do holiday stuff, Halloween stuff. You know, you can look before October, so you can try to pick and choose things. We do like a summer festival list. Lots of times you can find links back to a website that has a list of all the summer festivals that are coming out. So that would be something that you can grab and grab an image and put on there and link it back to that list of festivals that are happening.
So you don't have
So,
to have permission or anything to grab any
If
of
you can't take their image, but if you have an image that you can find on one of the articles we shown, or there's stock imagery that you can purchase for $1 or $2, I can show you that website too if you're ever interested in trying to just buy royalty-free imagery on the cheap. I can show you all those websites as well. But really, you're not supposed to just take somebody else's image and put it in here. But you can link your newsletter back to their website where it has the list of,
to their URL.
yeah, that's potential information. In fact, they love that. They think that, that's good for their SEO as well, for their search engine optimization. The more links back to a site, the higher it pops up on a search engine as well. So, but those are some of the things that we do, and so tomorrow I'm just doing a quick half hour, it'll just be recorded webinar about marketing calendar. And so and I'll show in there a sample of from February all the way this year, just some ideas of things to put in a potential email newsletter monthly, as well as a few other things. They'll be recorded and then be on YouTube. Yeah.
So how many times are you guys touching your clients typically in a month? Say?
So right now, so like now our primary focus is here and all of you. But what we did do was on the first of the month, we want to do a mailing on the first of the month and the newsletter on the 15th of the month. So
Like a hard copy mailing?
like of some sort. Yep. And so in this marketing calendar that we'll talk about tomorrow, there's ideas for each one of those for month 2. Because you get, again, some really easy ones. So before Christmas, you got your holiday card. That's your mailing for, December, going out December 1st. Balloon Festival, we have that in July. So guess what? Your invitation that goes out in June, or your savor the date, that's your touch for that month. So it's easier to do things that way. You can also mix up your newsletters too, where it's like, hey, 2 months I do the images and the articles I'm pulling through, and then the third month I write a short letter about the market in general. Interest rates are great, low. Here are some of the sales statistics. Here's why it's a great time to buy or sell. You write a little 300-word thing, and then that's just the newsletter for that month. So you're mixing it up between the articles.
So a couple times a month, at minimum, you've been
Right.
selling.
Right. But it's again, you get some of those freebie ones where it's like an invite to a client appreciation party. So if you host a client appreciation party and there's a balloon festival and then you got your holiday card, okay, there's 3 of your yearly mailings right there: an invitation to the party, an invitation to the balloon festival, and your holiday card. So you get some free and easy ones. Any other questions? Great.
I got one.
Yeah.
This may sound like I'm trying to be funny, but I'm not. Is this something Carrie could help with for a fee?
Oh, it's a good point. I didn't even think about that. So just based on workload, I have to find out. So Steve could be something that Steve helps out with too.
I just
So
don't
if it's
see
something
myself
you're
doing all this, but see it's important.
Yeah, I mean, right now Steve does a momentum monthly mailing that you can sign up for. And then you just have to tell him what database you want it to, and he'll create the content. And he's got a year-long thing of what topics he wants to cover per month.
Monthly, that is?
Yeah, he does that monthly. It used to be, I think, 18 times a year, but we pulled it back to just once a month.
He's the marketing guy here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Clark.
Yep. So he'll definitely do those mailings if you want to just pass that off to him, and then it's the free max. So for an app is comes it up for an app is always for here because it's a little different than our website.
Maybe you could just submit it.
No, I can't because, I used to do this more, but my wife did it for me, and I was kids.
And my wife would be gotta have to
So I
stop
haven't
having
done it.
kids.
I
know.
really-
I haven't done it like
Really,
4 years.
this if you're pulling the information from those sites, you can get this done in an hour, and then you're done for the month. And so if you can just, I
Really?
know it's hard, but block yourself out an hour, and if you're just saving those images, and if you take the template that we're going to give you today and you just put a new image in behind those words, change the title, export it again,
Ken's first
you're
time
on your way.
trying to figure out how to turn his computer on, so.
Just doesn't get.
It's just gonna be doing it the first time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gotta play with it a little bit.
Yeah. The first time may not be an ounce, but
Not
trust me,
that,
once you're
yeah.
set up, once you've logged into MailChimp, have your contacts in there, then it's really fast.
He's the IT guru.
All right, good. Thanks, everybody.
Is it
Thank
okay?
you.
Thank you. I just want to see if there's a fifth grade.
I did that with the cherry this morning.
So tomorrow is that?
Yeah, you-
I'll look on the
Yeah.
email. Tomorrow you're
I know.
doing the calendar thing?
Yep, and for whoever just signs up and attends that, I'll send out the document that just has just the suggestions on it.
Sure.
This
This
is
is
some ideas.
suggesting what to send each month for a year, basically.
Right, and that's what, we find a lot of people are like, I want to do something, I just don't ever know what to post, or I don't know
Yeah.
what to write, and so that just bogs me down.
Or how often, what is too much? I've always been of the, don't bother them too much, but, wouldn't
Yeah,
bother
and
me.
you can, you can pick your own pace of what you think that is going to be acceptable
Right.
to you. You know your database better than the
I think the chances they say like 30 days, then people forget motion, so once a month. Still stay top of mind.
because there's lots of other things too where it comes to anniversary, home purchase anniversaries,
Sure.
so calls on those,
Endless.
calls quarterly to your database. So
Handwritten notes.
handwritten notes, birthday cards, Mother's Day cards, Father's Day cards, whatever. Maybe there's all sorts of different things that are easy, but good ways to just stay in front of people. Buy a set of, hey, here's generic, birthday cards for a guy and for a girl or whatever, for kids or whatever it is, and then just have them on the ready and
So one hard email and then like one regular mail and then like a email or two a month also.
so we do one newsletter a month and then one hard mailing.
Okay.
Did you guys do your newsletter yourself then? You just print it out and mail it yourself, or how did you handle that?
Usually Megan, our assistant did that.
Yeah.
Or if it was a postcard that we were ordering, so a lot, 3 months out of the year it was that, and so then we just run it through a service. And
Like
Here's
your neighborhood
the-
agent or something.
yeah, here's
Whole
the
bunch of-
design and here's the database and have them
Just so they're getting
postage
something in the
and-
mail versus
Mhm.
the internet.
keep
Yeah,
it top of mind.
yeah. Whatever it is, it almost doesn't matter.
How are you doing?
All right.
As far as your website, because I've been kind of thinking about doing a different website too.
Mhm.
Place sitter, what is that?
Playster, yeah, right here. So
So you recommend that more so than the Remax website, huh? If you're gonna blog, and when you say blog, I don't know anything about blogging. I've never blogged. I mean,
it's just posting an article or
On your
some
website,
information
that's all
on
it
your
is.
website.
grabbing stuff from somewhere else.
So we can legally take the stuff from like Above Magazine and put it in there. You can link you could write a quick summary that you wrote and say for the full article, go here with a link back to that, but you can't just pull their content
Publishing rights.
over to it. And then that's why we're bringing in Brandscape too. So then you'll have Above Magazine to pull from, you'll have Brandscape to pull from.
Yeah.
And if you want
Pull from the realtor, that article, or is it that, or
to, yep.
Okay.
So
some stuff on there and stuff?
yeah, there's some stuff on there.
That's why I use Playster, because the blogging feature was more friendly and just nicer, better
Yeah,
quality.
that's why we like
Okay.
it.
I'll just mobile on that.
That's good.
So how did you?
Does this still have all the information, or is it, because that's what I don't like about this Remax is, they go to the, is, they go to the philsimon.net and all it is just a search, none of that information is there.
Yeah.
As in what information?
So corporate,
Just some of the other tabs and stuff, I mean, that's.
You can add tabs and stuff.
Well, not mobile friendly. Just go to the
School, it
mobile-
was supposed to
Also
change that.
mentioned,
I'm not a huge fan of it.
somebody that.
No, I haven't, I've been using it.
Website. Yeah.
yeah, Paul Bomers is the gentleman that we use.
That's Paul.
Yeah, he helped us.
Okay, so he hires out on the side.
He does a lot of website stuff now. Yeah, he's all on his own now.
Okay, I didn't know
So
that. All right.
that's pretty much what he hardly takes photos anymore. He's pretty much all
Yeah.
web stuff. But yeah, here's the mobile version.
Search. So this is the blog that's going.
So this is, here's your search, here's, if I click on that, here's the different
Okay.
features of our website. You can go to the blog, our story, history, whatever it is.
Let's soak in. Somebody doesn't
Yeah.
really.
How much is that one?
I think we
But
paid
it is.
About a month.
It
As
is.
far as just, if you wanted to set it up
Get it
yourself,
set up.
set
I
it
got
yourself,
to
or
organize
just
my
like
emails.
all
So,
Database.
yeah, Paul can help you out. He did it for us.
7, 8 years ago. That
If you're fairly
Yep.
tech savvy, you can do it yourself. You don't want to have a URL and have a host.
Maybe do a mailing.
Or
What do you
if you
think?
want,
Do the mailing.
we host that.
All those addresses, send them on a mail.
Yeah.
A letter. Here's what I'm gonna be doing. Email
That's
me.
the place
If
where
you'd
I
like to be a part of this, email me.
Well, because I have the one for Remax right now, I just take
Or
that.
do that. But you know, I got their number.
What's your
You don't even know if their address is right.
The one that they
They could have
provided.
moved on you.
Okay, you created your own.
I guarantee some have.
Okay, yeah.
You know,
You can just-
well, I mean, most of the
You
time.
can use
people
that.
Change their,
to
I mean,
start a
especially
place
cell
like
phones.
this. Placer's just really
Most
fine.
people don't change their cell phone.
And then it does have
Now, for some,
too, where it's
Yeah.
pulling.
but
from the
most
MLS.
people,
You have to pay for that.
And that number.
So
Yeah.
that's included with.
I mean, there's, you got kids these days who change phone numbers or, whomever, like, oh, well,
You
my
may
phone
have
got shut off, so I gotta get a new one, but I'm assuming you're fine with stuff like that, so, you know what I mean?
So,
I mean, I had the same.
I mean, we pay our MLS fees, every month.
So I ran like a Facebook ad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 99, or actually it's almost 100% of the people were on mobile.
Yeah.
And then I go to my mobile and it's like, man, all it is a search. I want people to see a lot of the other information that's on there.
Yeah, and we're finding more and more people transitioning to that versus.
Well, absolutely. I think they have that filled up.
What's that?
What were you saying in that office?
I'm Phil.
Michael,
Michael.
nice to meet you.
It's in your conference room.
Over in Cascade most days, home office.
Okay.
But yeah.
Put it in a second. Those are